Hello everyone, this hour on Verbling, the next in my Getting Results in Business series. We are continuing right in the middle of our How to Make a First Impression unit. In other words, the right language to come off the right way the first time you're talking to a client or customer. Okay, we'll be doing our key expressions. We're going to follow up with the speaking task from last week's class, and we'll be beginning something new as well, a very practical application of some of the key expressions to make a follow-up phone call and make arrangements. More about that in just a minute. First, a bit about me. I'm Jon-Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, hanging out in Lisbon, Portugal to bring you this class. By the way, here are 3 quick rules to help you participate. Don't forget to turn off, tune in, and open up, which means turn off your microphone when you're not speaking so we can keep the classroom quiet. Tune in to the new vocabulary words when you are speaking so I can give you feedback and help you learn. And last but not least, open up to your classmates. Just relax and have fun. We're all here to learn, and this is a safe and respectful place to practice your English. And now what I'm going to do is give you the presentation on the screen. If I can get it open on my computer. Give me just a second for that. Let's see, Getting Results in Business. How to make a first impression. Okay, I found it. So it should open right now, and you should see the first page. Let's see if it's working. Not yet. There we go. Okay, you should see it now on your screen. We'll probably have some more people joining us. Oh, there's Yuki. Okay. Sometimes Mondays are a little bit quiet. You really never know. Mondays are the wild card day. Sometimes people sleep in, sometimes they don't. Today it seems like it's a bit quiet. All right. This is, oh, you know what? I'm opening the next presentation. 1 second. I need to open last week's presentation first. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so far we've been talking about making impressions, and you had to introduce yourself by email. We listened to someone doing that when we read about it, and then we listened to a follow-up phone call where they made arrangements to meet. So now I'm going to turn it over to you for this lesson where you're going to be introducing yourself and making a follow-up phone call of your own. So just to remind you, we listened to an exchange between Ivan and Sean McPhee, a web designer and a translation agency who needed to revamp their website. We read their email. We did a little bit of work with some of the key expressions. We listened to, I forgot who was who now, but I think it was Ivan, make the phone call. We categorized the key expressions that we heard in terms of making, responding in a call, and arranging to meet. We listened again, and here we were focusing on, if I can go forward, whoops. This was key expressions as well for the arrangements, I believe it was. Okay. Let's see how we can do this together. We're going to try to follow up from last week. I think that's it. Just a quick point. All of your key expressions are always on the last page of presentation 2. I may put them in other presentations if we need them, but they're always on the last page if you want to cheat. In this case, they're on slide 13 or page 13 of presentation 2. We're probably going to be using presentation 3 as well later in the class. So let's see. It first asks you to think of a situation in your own job. Sorry? I think that he's talking to someone else. I thought you were talking to me. So it asks us here to think of a situation in your own job where you have to introduce yourself to a client or a company. Draft an introductory email, give the email to your partner. In last week's class, I asked you to try this on your own and send it to me. Just out of curiosity, did anyone draft an introductory email? Did anyone do it? Because if you did, you could paste it in the chat window, or you could send it to me, or something like that. So did anyone do it? I know homework is not a popular thing on Verbling, but I have to ask. So can I assume that no one did the email?
I just posted.
You did? Oh, where is it? Hold on. I didn't see it.
Verblin shot.
Okay, 1 second. 1 second. There you go. Excellent. There you go. All right. So, Giuseppe, is it okay if we work with this? That's right, Yuki. Giuseppe is now the super student. You are off the hook. You're just student. Giuseppe, super student, can we work with this in the class as a group? Is that okay?
Sure, why not?
All right, because maybe you don't want me to. I don't know. I've got to ask.
No.
Okay, so how are we going to do this? First of all, here's what we're going to do. We're going to pick a partner. Let's see who we've got today. We've got a lot of people here. Maybe I can start with Francesco because you were the first person that I saw in the class after Giuseppe. What you're going to do is just read Giuseppe's introduction and give a response. It's the first thing you're going to do. Then we're going to take turns to make a follow-up call. Okay? So Francesco, I want you to read Giuseppe's. Imagine that you're receiving this. You're Mr. Axel. And you know what? To make this a little easier for you, maybe I ought to share my screen so you can see this a little bit easier. 1 second.
Okay.
Give me a second, and I'll paste this into a doc. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. New notes. There are no new notes to display. I know. I want to create a note. Sorry, sometimes my software doesn't cooperate properly. Come on, software. Come on. Just copy and paste. It's easy. Come on, computer. Computer, what are you doing? I don't know what's going on. Come on, computer. All I'm doing is copying and pasting Giuseppe's text, and my computer's going crazy. Come on. There we go. Now it's working. All right. What's this? Huh? What happened? Hold on. What's going on? Just lost it? What's going on? Uh-oh. Where's my note? Where's my note?
If you want, I can read from the chat.
You can, but I want it to be shown on screen.
Okay.
Hold on a second. I'll find it in just a second. Hold on. It'll be worth it, trust me. It'll be worth the wait. All right, I got it working now. I got it working. So what I'm going to try to do here is, yeah, I don't know. Oh, look at that. My screen sharing even turned off. I don't really understand Google Hangouts, to be honest with you. It seems like it doesn't work the way it should. And what I'm going to do is make this a little bit bigger. Let's make that 36. No, it's way too big. See, Francesco, this is why we should never, ever improvise when we're teaching. It doesn't work. Remember, don't ever do what I'm doing. And all we got to do is simplify the formatting, and it should be okay.
Okay.
Boom. Look at that. It's perfect. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay. Now we're ready. Go for it.
Okay. Good day, Mr. Alex. My name is Giuseppe, and I work for Amat as a project manager, simply speaking. I was given your details by a manager of mine, SC, regarding the possibility to plan out a visit in our company. If you are interested in our company, we would like to meet you. I'll get my assistant to call you later today to confirm. See you in a couple of days. Regards.
Okay, very good.
Giuseppe.
Okay, so you're going to be responding to Giuseppe. Okay, so imagine you just read that and you're interested. Imagine that you're interested. So what I'd like you to do is craft a quick response. First of all, as a class, is there anything that we would want to change about his introduction? Is everything clear? Any changes you would say? This is for the whole class, or does everything seem fine to you? Anyone? Christian, what do you think? Are there any changes to make?
Do you say that if I want to change anything about the text?
Yeah. Is it okay the way it is, or would you would change?
I think that maybe it's.
First of all, it's very well done. So there's no major problem with it. So there's no major problem, but there's definitely something that I would change, which is a cultural thing, maybe.
Yeah, I think that, for example, if you're interested in our company, I think I will change, for example, let me know if you want to have a meeting.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't sound so conditional here. It's a conditional,
no.
but
no, maybe no that explained in the text. If not, right exactly. Let me know.
Okay.
No,
yeah.
we would like to meet.
I agree with you completely, actually. I think that the problem for me, as a native English speaker, is it's not that it's wrong, it's just that you don't want to give people a choice. You want to be really firm. Without being rude, you want to be really firm. And if you are interested, gives them the possibility to not be interested. So it almost sounds, it could be mistaken for a lack of confidence. So I agree, we got to rephrase it. That's one point we got to think about. Okay?
Okay.
What about
maybe
Go ahead.
Third line. I was given your details by manager of mine regarding the possibility.
Yeah.
After that, I think of planning. Possibility of.
Let's see. Regarding the possibility to plan out a meeting in our company. Yeah, there's definitely something strange here. I didn't catch it before. You're right, Yuki. I missed it. Regarding the possibility to plan out a visit. Regarding the wait, maybe not. Maybe it's okay to plan out a visit. Maybe it's okay. The problem is the possibility. Oh, that sounds very Italian. we got to be a little bit more succinct. Regarding the possibility to plan out. How about this one? Let's get rid of possibility. Let's get rid of it. Because we don't need to add possibilities here. They're already there. Everyone knows it's a possibility. Yuki, how would I fix the sentence if I take out possibility?
I think most simple simple option is regarding the plan of the visit.
Or
but if you want to say some.
No, wait. Let's go with your idea. But regarding the plan, not the plan, because the plan is different than planning. So I would just keep, I would say regarding planning out a visit. So the change I made here, I agree with you, Yuki. Something was a little strange there. You're right. So, but I wouldn't say plan, because the plan has not been made yet. Right? So we have to do it, and as an action, we have to express that as a gerund, planning. So,
can I say maybe regarding a future plan? No?
Not necessary. No, not necessary. Regarding planning is what we call an ellipsis, when you cut out part of the text. So in English, you can always create an ellipsis by using a gerund. For example, the person who does this thing could become the person doing this thing. who does can be elliptical. You can cut it out and change it to from does to doing. Here, we can do the same thing. And it sounds a lot more like a native speaker if we cut out possibility. And in the second sentence, same thing. It's too speculative if you are interested in our company. It's not bad. I'm saying most people would say this, but as a native speaker, I think stylistically, we want to sound a little more firm. I don't have an exact, I don't have a magic solution, but maybe I would say, if you're interested in a company, we'd like to meet you.
I would write more simply. I was given your details by manager of mine. If you can visit visit our country or not. Can I write that?
Well, I don't want to change his idea. I just want to express it in a slightly different way, because that's kind of a different. That's more of an information email introduction. His is not so much information. So we could, but to not change Giuseppe's text too much.
Okay.
To not change it too much. If you're interested in our company, we would like to meet you. I don't know. I would like to be a little more positive here. We would certainly be interested in you. Why would we be interested in meeting you, Giuseppe? What is it we want to do with you, Giuseppe? If you can add that information here, I think it'll sound perfect. Why are we interested in meeting Mr. Axel?
Because he's a professional worker, and then we would like to have him to join us in our company.
And if he to join us permanently on staff, you mean?
Yes.
Right? Okay, and what kind of contribution will he be making if he accepts the offer? I mean, you have to use your imagination a little bit, but what's the positive thing that he's going to add? Because I think that's what we can say here. We would certainly be interested in meeting you. We know we're going to plan on a visit, but what's the contribution that we're looking for from Mr. Axel? What's he going to be adding to the company?
Well,
can you think of something to say there?
Mr. Axel could give us more more contribution in our development.
Do we know what Mr. Axel is going to be doing? Is he, because you're a project manager, what's Mr. Axel's job going to be?
Gonna be the head of development department.
Okay, so head of development. Okay. Because what I would do is here I would be very specific. It's the only line in the text where I would add a specific detail. Everything else can be a little bit more general. So I don't know exactly what I want to say here, but something like, we would certainly be interested in meeting you. That sounds better than, if you happen to be interested, you know, and you're not doing anything next Thursday. You know, we kind of want to be as proactive as we can. So that's why I kind of like. So I have to adjust the room for my cat because he's bothering me. That's why I kind of like changing this line to, we would be interested in meeting you, and discussing, I don't really know, your potential contribution developing like this. We can change it later, but something along these lines, something concrete. Is it called the development department? What's it called? Development and planning? Can I call it
Research and R&D?
okay.
R&D department.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. It's not bad. It's not bad here. So we change this. I'm going to put it in bold there so you can see the change. Last thing, Giuseppe. Good day. How do you know it's day when he's reading this? How do you know? Maybe Francesco is in Antarctica, and it's perpetually night. I have no idea.
Well, because I know Axel.
Oh, you know him.
And I know him, and he lives in Germany, so he
lives in Germany, but you didn't know that he was a vampire, and he only reads these things at night because he will disintegrate. Let me get a suggestion from the group. Maybe Ishmael, what would you say is a better introduction, a better greeting than good day? Can you think of an alternative?
Could you say again, Jon-Eric? I couldn't catch it.
What would you say is a better greeting instead of good day, Mr. Axel? What's a more business-like greeting? Because good day sounds okay in maybe Italian and Portuguese and Spanish and the Latin language. But in English, we don't really say good. Yeah.
Dear Mr. Axel.
Okay, dear Mr. Axel, right? That's.
Hi.
Or what?
Hi.
Well, I don't know how informal we want to be. Notice also that in American English, we tend to put in Mr. with a period. In British English, we tend to take it out. If you're not sure, just leave it out because it's a little bit confusing which abbreviations have a period and which don't. So you're never really going to be wrong if you take it out. I tend to leave them out, to be honest with you. My name's is. Uh-oh, Giuseppe. We can't say my name's is. We can say my name is.
Yeah.
Okay. Or we can say simply
my name's fine.
Okay. What's your last name, Giuseppe?
La Rocca.
La Rocca. I don't know how to spell that. Like this? Like that?
Another C and La and the Rocca are separated.
Oh, La Rocca. Okay. That means Giuseppe of the Rock. Right?
Kind
Rocca
of.
is rock?
Yes. No, Roccia is a rock.
Oh, what's Rocca? I thought it was rock.
I don't know.
Okay. So in any case, I'm just going to change, instead of my name is, I'm, because we probably wouldn't, you sound like you're an English student if you say, my name is, it sounds like what my elementary students say, my 10-year-olds. So I would probably change it to just I'm, if I'm going to keep it at all. If I were writing this letter, I wouldn't even say it because I'll be there in the sign-off, in the regards. So I'd leave it out. But it's okay if you want to leave it in. Some people do.
But we could even say this is plus a name.
Yeah, you could. Absolutely. You could. But to be honest with you, I'd probably just leave it out. I'd probably just leave it out to be short and concise. So if we put it at the bottom, like this, manager, maybe that's good enough. We just do it like this. Dear Mr. Axel, I work for Amat as a. I don't know if you're the only one. If you're the only one, you'll be the. If there's several, you'll be a. I work for Amat as a project manager. Simply speaking, I was given your details by a manager of mine, SC. regarding planning out a visit to our company. Look at this, I missed all these little details. Regarding planning out a visit to our company. Regarding planning, I'm going to take out.
Can I say that regarding your possible visit to our country?
Company.
Yes, regarding your possible visit to our company.
But I don't think so. Here's the reason why. Because the main thing you want to do is to plan the visit. Isn't that it? I mean, maybe I'm misunderstanding Giuseppe, but I think the main thing is that you really want to plan the visit itself. You want to do this action. So it's not whether or not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, Giuseppe, you tell me. If you meant you're not sure if the guy's going to visit, then we could change it. But I like it this way because it sounds much more affirmative, much more proactive. maybe I'm being too pushy. But for me, the more positive and resolute you sound, the better the correspondence, especially if it's short. So again, it's just to get rid of this possibility thing, because I think that might sound indecisive. So Yuki, we could change it. We absolutely could. But I'm not going to change it yet. Let me see how it sounds. Dear Mr. Axel, I work for Amada as a project manager, simply speaking. I guess that's the project. I was given your details by a manager of mine, SC, regarding planning a visit to our company. We would certainly be interested in meeting you and discussing your potential contribution to our R&D department. I'll get my assistant to call you later today to confirm. See you in a couple of days. It sounds like the visit is a sure thing. So I'm not going to...
After discussing your potential, no? Not to you.
Your potential. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Meeting you and discussing your potential contribution. I don't even know if we need to say potential. Okay, fine. No, we'll keep it because he hasn't been hired yet. Well, I think it sounds pretty good, actually. I think it sounds pretty good the way it is. Francesco, we were going to have you do a quick response.
Yes.
Maybe instead of writing the response, we'll just talk the way through it. If you got this and you were Mr. Axel, how would you feel about this introduction? Would you feel okay with it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what would you say in response to this?
Okay.
You don't have to write it, but just saying generally, what would you say? What would your response be?
If you want, I wrote in a chat the response, but I can explain. Dear Mr. Giuseppe, thanks for getting in touch.
Dear Mr. La Rocca.
La Rocca, okay.
Not Mr. Giuseppe.
Thanks for getting in touch.
In touch about what?
About me?
Nope. No, about what you're going to do. So what are you going to do?
About the job?
Or about planning the visit, or about the visit itself. So you've got to focus on the action that's going to take place. Okay. So try it again. Thanks for getting in touch.
About the meeting.
About the meeting. Okay. Instead of about, we might want to say regarding, because it's a more formal business letter. Okay.
Okay. I'm really interested in your company.
Okay. Just to reiterate from before, I know we didn't really have this discussion, but let's just imagine we talked before. I am quite interested in being part of the... Okay? But look, I'm adding this just to reiterate, because you're going to be positive no matter what. So to reiterate means you've probably expressed interest. So it's just a formality. But again, it shows that you care. You're just reminding him that you care, basically.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So I'm adding that expression because it sounds pretty good. Okay.
Okay.
Anything else?
I look forward to hearing from you. Best regards, Axel.
Good. I look forward to hearing. I didn't know if you said hear or hearing, but it should be hearing.
Hearing from you.
I look forward to hearing from your assistant, because that's what he said.
Your assistant.
My assistant. And seeing you. Okay. Best regards. Your Axel?
Axel?
Your Axel Foley.
Okay.
Because that was the Eddie Murphy character in Beverly Hills Cop, Axel Foley. So that's who you are. You're Eddie Murphy. Okay. Fantastic. Okay, we've got a pretty good sounding introduction and a pretty good sounding response. And now our jobs.
I'm sorry. I could add also. I could add as well that after regards, comma is needed.
After regards, comma. There is a comma. Oh, Giuseppe's comma.
Previous.
Sorry, yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
I was taught that.
Yeah. That's fine.
It's necessary.
Yeah, if you see any other typos, let me know, because I have a real problem with typos. I sometimes don't catch them. So if you see anything else, just let me know. Okay, our job, though, at this point, is to take turns to make a follow-up phone call. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to make a follow-up phone call to your email. Imagine that you are, we've got Axel and Giuseppe. Imagine that you're Giuseppe. Giuseppe, you don't have to imagine that you're Giuseppe because you are Giuseppe, but some of us are not Giuseppe and we'll have to imagine. Say who you are and why you're calling, arrange to meet and discuss travel arrangements and directions. So that will be based on the phone call that you listened to in the last class. Now, let me just see if I can quickly remind you of some of those expressions. If you look at page 7 of our presentation 2, there you'll see some of the key expressions. But let me see if I can just quickly remind you of what they were. Give me just a second here. I'm going to say them for you. Give me just a second. Yeah, today everything's very slow because I've only got one computer. And because I got one computer, I got to do everything on this computer. It really slows it down. Give me just a second to get to the right page. A second. This is so slow. All right, I found it. So this was exercise 3. If I can't find it, I'm just going to skip. This is too slow. Here we go, exercise 3. Yep. I'm going to have to skip it. My computer is way too slow. So if you go back to page 7 of presentation 2, you'll see I'm calling about the email I sent you regarding blah, blah, blah. And then it goes on to say, yes, I remember. That's the response. Thanks for responding so quickly. This was another key expression. I wondered if you had time that was to look through the portfolio that I sent. I wondered if you had time. I suggest we meet to discuss things further. Was number 5. Number 6, fine. Where's number 6? Fine, whatever is best for you. And 7, let's say provisionally Tuesday at the 13th at 11 o'clock. So those were some key expressions making the arrangement by phone, both the caller and the person receiving the call. And we categorized them into making the call, following up, and arranging to meet. So just a quick reminder of what we did. Now I want to turn it over to you. Ishmael, I'd like you to be the caller. You're going to be Giuseppe in this case. Okay? Yuki, maybe you can be our first responder here. You're going to be Axel in this case. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it over to Giuseppe and Christian afterwards. And then me, and perhaps if we have time, Francesco, it'll be you and me. Okay, so Ishmael, are you ready? You're going to be calling, you're playing the part of Giuseppe for this exercise, and you're doing the follow-up call. Let me see if I can just make the text a little smaller so it fits on the screen. There we go. You can see both the letter and the response. Let me see if I can get this. Okay, you can see both the letter and the response. Are you ready, Ishmael? You call Giuseppe. Are you ready? Ishmael, are you there? Hello, Ishmael?
Yes, Jon-Eric, I am ready.
I was getting worried. Okay. Use as many of those key expressions as you can remember to make the call, and Yuki as well. Use as many of those key expressions as you can remember to respond. So when you're ready, go for it.
Hi, Mr. Axel. I am calling about the email I sent you regarding your contribution to our RD department.
Yes, I remember. Thank you for responding so quickly.
Good. Very good.
I wondered if you had time, maybe we can...
To do what? If you had time to...
To plan a meeting with you.
Good. Yes, that's good idea. I want to speak to you about the meeting. About the meeting. About.
Or maybe Ishmael, maybe you could say, I wondered if you had time.
Yes.
For us to set a date for the meeting, because that makes more sense in this context. So maybe we can change it to setting the date for the meeting. In other words, you two are going to arrange a time to actually meet, let's say. So Yuki, how would you respond to that? I wonder if you had time now to set the date for the meeting so we can go forward.
Okay. Fine. When would you like to meet?
Or Yuki, what else could you say? When is, instead of would like, when is good?
Good.
Better, best. Good, better, best. When is?
Yeah, fine. Whatever best for you. No. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the response. But you would ask, when is?
When is the meeting? When would you like to meet?
No. I wouldn't say would like. I would say if his response is going to be whenever is best, your question could be when is best for you.
When the best for you?
Let's say provisionally Tuesday 24 at 11 o'clock.
1 second. Wednesday, you said? Tuesday.
Yes.
Tuesday, the 24th. Repeat.
The 24th at 11 o'clock.
Perfect.
Unfortunately, Tuesday is not so convenient for me. I have to go for a business trip in this day. How about Friday?
Is that good for you?
Is that good for you?
Sure.
How about Friday? Is that good for you?
Okay. Friday is good for me. let's say provisionally Friday 26th at 11 o'clock.
Friday the 26th.
Friday the 26th at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. That sounds good. So I'll get. そっか。So, do you know how to get to our office?
Ah, good point. Good point.
Could you say again?
Do you know how to get to our office? Do you know the direction to our office?
No, I don't know.
Okay, I'll get my assistant to call you later today to confirm the route. To confirm the route, can I say?
Well, to confirm the directions. Yeah, the
Confirm
address is better. He's right. Address is better.
I'll get my assistant to call you later today to confirm the direction to our office. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Axel. I am looking forward to meeting you.
Me too. See you.
Very good. Very good. I couldn't say anything more than that. Perfect. Sounds good. Let's try. Let me give Giuseppe and Christian a chance as well. Okay, Giuseppe, you know who you are, so I actually want you to be Mr. Axel, because you already know who you are. So let's try from the other point of view. That means that, Christian, you're actually going to be Giuseppe making the call. All right? I'd like to hear you try it once, the two of you, and then maybe Francesco will try to do something a little different. So, again, you're using as many of the key expressions as you can. Ishmael and Yuki used them all, which was very impressive, actually. You can use different ones if you like, as long as they sound good in a neutral business phone call. It's fair game. Okay? So the phone rings. Ring, 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 ring. Mr. Axel, played by Giuseppe, picks up. Ring, ring.
Hello, this is Giuseppe.
No, you're Mr.
No,
Axel.
this is Axel. Hello, this is. Hello, this is Axel from
You don't know.
Global Foundries.
Oh, okay, fine. So you're Giuseppe. You're playing the part of Giuseppe, Christian.
It responds that I am Giuseppe. I am dear Mr. Axel.
No, he's
No?
Axel. He's Axel.
Okay.
So let's clarify something.
Okay.
Who's calling whom? Ishmael and Giuseppe, you just did this. So who's calling whom? Yuki, who's calling whom here?
I suppose that I need to call to Mr. Axel, or Mr. Axel will call me first.
Let's just clarify this. Yuki, who called whom in your scenario?
Giuseppe called to Rasa.
Absolutely. And what did he want to do?
He want to confirm. He want to do he want to do follow-up call.
That's right. So basically, Giuseppe is trying to recruit Mr. Axel for the company, and he wanted to do a follow-up phone call after his email. So that's what you're doing, Christian. You're doing the follow-up phone call, trying to recruit Mr. Axel, who is played by Giuseppe. You're trying to recruit him, and Giuseppe's going to be handling the call. Okay?
Okay.
Let's give it a try.
I will try.
The main thing is the keywords. It almost doesn't matter what you say, as long as you have the key expressions like, I'm calling about, yes, I remember you, thanks for responding so quickly. That's what's important here. Okay? So give it a try. Ring, 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 ring. Mr. Axel, pick up.
Hello, this is Axel from Global Foundries.
How may I help you?
How may I help you?
Hello, Mr. Axel. I am Mr. La Roca, and I am calling with you for respond about your email, because I feel really interested in your purpose on a planet visit.
Very good, Christian, very good. But go back to page 7 of our presentation. Do you remember the key expression we used? Do you have the presentation open by any chance?
No.
Oh, okay, hang on a second. No problem. Wait a second. Because if you just hang on a second, I'll open it so you can see. It's loading. I want you to use these expressions because you're going to be absolutely certain about your language if you use these expressions. And by the way, what you said was okay, but I just want to show you one quick thing here. Give me a second for this to load. One second. It's loading. Hold on. Almost there. Okay, let's go to, I think it was 6 I said? No, 7. Yeah, here you go. These are not in order, but last week we put them in order. So what I want you to do, whoops. Oh, wait, you can't see this. Sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm sharing my screen. I'm not sharing the browser. 1 second. Let me share the browser with you. There we go. These were our key expressions. So I'd like you to say that introduction again, but try to use the key expression, the I'm calling about.
Okay.
So Mr. Axel said, hello, this is Axel from blah, blah, blah industries. How may I help you?
Okay. Okay. I am calling about that you email about discussion about the new position open for my skill.
For your skill?
Yeah.
For your skill?
About
Wait a second. You're trying to recruit Mr. Axel, so I would say it like this. I'm calling about, then link that up to A, the email I sent you regarding our position available in the whatever department it was. I would probably say it like that, regarding the position available in our R&D department. Do you see what I'm saying? So you just state your business right away. So let's take it from the top. Giuseppe, one more time.
Hello, this is Axel from Global Foundries. How can I help you?
I am calling about that.
Look at A.
The email I sent you regarding.
And remember, if you look back to the email, I can't share my screen right now, but it's the one in Giuseppe Giuseppe posted. It was about the
regarding visit out.
Yeah, that's right. Regarding planning a visit to our company. That's right. Well, I can't share it because my screen's frozen.
Yeah.
But anyway, oops, no, I lost my page. Oh, I lost my page. Hold on. 1 second. Oh, I got it back here. Hold on. Okay, forget it. If I do anything, my computer's going to crash. So you're right. Regarding planning a visit to our company. Take it from there, Giuseppe.
Yes, I remember, and I wonder if you had the time to think about it.
Think about planning the visit, you mean?
Planning to visit, yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. Now, what key expression could you use here, Christian, in response to that?
When
Before that,
I
do you have
wonder, you have a time. When is your best time for that?
what is best for you? Repeat. When is best for you?
When is best for you?
Okay, that's good. One thing you could say, you could go to number 5 first in the list.
Okay.
I suggest what?
I suggest, but it's strange because I suppose that the Giuseppe is interested in me in the position. No.
No. You're interested in him. It's quite the opposite. You're recruiting him. You're calling him as a follow-up. And the last thing that he said is, yes, I'm interested. I wondered if you had time to think about planning our meeting. And of course you did. That's what you're calling him for. So all you have to do is, here's my suggestion, Christian. I would go to number 5 and say, yes, I've thought about it a lot. And in fact, I suggest that we meet to discuss things further. In other words, we have the meeting itself. I suggest that we meet to discuss things further when it's best for you. I would do it like that. In other words, this phone call is just a formality. It's just a follow-up phone call. It doesn't matter who's calling whom. It's just a formality to set up the meeting. That's really the main purpose. Okay? So don't take it too seriously. But yes, Christian, you're actually trying to recruit Mr. Axel, who is played by Giuseppe. You're actually Giuseppe calling Giuseppe. I know it's confusing. So let's take it from there. Why don't you start with number 5, Christian, in the list?
And I would like to schedule and I suggest we meet this week, maybe probably this Friday is possible for you. It's a bad time?
It could be, but I wonder if the company bear the cost for the accommodation and food.
What if the company would bill what? Bill
the cost for accommodation.
Accommodation. Oh,
accommodation,
okay.
Food.
Accommodation, food?
Well, accommodation and food.
And food, yes.
So is that clear, Christian? If it's not, you can ask him to clarify.
Yeah, I understand that. The idea.
So really what would you respond?
Sorry, I would just change.
Do you want to share that? Okay.
I just add the new information.
Yeah, okay. Okay, no problem. We can schedule for the next week if it's the best for you. I suggest that the next Monday morning.
The following Monday. Repeat. The following Monday.
The following Monday, next 9 a.m. in point.
So Giuseppe? I think he didn't quite catch what you were saying about accommodation. So how could you get him to understand? If you're not sure, you can ask the group to give you a suggestion. I think that Christian might have missed Giuseppe's question about accommodation. Class, what could Giuseppe say to be more clear?
The cost of the travel.
Yeah, exactly. What's the key word we could use? What's the verb we need? Cost of the travel, or cost of the trip, or no, we can say it like this: cost of the trip or travel expenses. But what's the action here? What's the verb we need to say? What does Giuseppe want Christian to do? Francesco, what does he want him to do? Hang on a second, Francesco, what does he want him to do? Giuseppe, forget about the characters. Giuseppe wants Christian to do what? About the travel expenses.
I don't know the word. Not remuneration of the cost of the trip, no?
Could be. Giuseppe, is that what you're looking for? You're looking for reimbursement?
Reimbursement.
Is that what you're looking for? Reimbursement? Is that
or
right?
if the company, yes, yeah, like something like that, or if the company will book the flight.
Okay. Make the travel arrangements.
Make the travel arrangements.
Oh, I see. Okay. So look, we've actually got 3 ideas here. We've got making the arrangements. We've got what Francesco was saying, reimbursing for the travel expenses. And we've got one more idea, which is covering the travel expenses.
Exactly.
Reimburse, right. Reimburse means you get it back. You pay, but you get it back. Covering means they pay. And of course, making the arrangements means that you do nothing except show up at the airport. They do everything. So Giuseppe, you can pick one of those 3, or all of them if you like, and try to say that more clearly to Christian.
Okay. Mr. Giuseppe, I am available for that time, but I wonder if the company will cover the expensive
We'll be
travel.
covering.
Will be covering the expensive travel.
The travel expenses.
The travel expenses.
That's it. So is that clear, Christian? I was wondering if the company will be covering the travel expenses for the meeting. What do you think, Christian? Are you going to pay for it or not?
Yeah, sure. Take care.
If you're not sure, you're going to have to tell him that you'll get back to him.
Let's say. Maybe let's say provisionally. No.
Sorry, repeat that. Okay, let's say provisionally what?
The company can pay you all costs that you need to cover.
The company can cover the costs for you. Can cover all the costs.
Okay.
Repeat. Can cover all the costs.
Can cover all the costs about your travel.
Good.
Okay.
Good. And so, how are you going to end the phone call, Christian?
So,
Uh-oh. You got to end the phone call. So you normally promise something in the future. If everything is clear, you just say, look forward to blah, blah, blah. If anything is not clear, you have to promise some future action to clarify it or whatever. So do you need anything confirmed, or do you think everything is all set up and ready to go? What do you think, Christian?
I think that if you say that the company will cover the travel, you only we need to your information for for try to buy the ticket.
Absolutely. Okay.
That.
That's good. So who's going to do that? Not you. You're going to get someone to do it for you, right? You've got an assistant or a secretary or something like that.
Yeah, because I have the mail.
Right.
I see that my secretary, he will contact with you for contact you for get all the information with get
for the booking.
For the booking the travel.
Good.
And I scheduler the transport and food and that all information that you need for stay easy with that.
Okay. And Giuseppe, how does that sound to you? Giuseppe, Axel, Giuseppe, how does that sound?
Sounds good for me. I look forward for your. I look forward to see you in a couple of days.
Good.
Sounds good.
And that's it? It sounds good. And so you would just say, I look forward to seeing you too. I'm glad it worked out. Okay. Bye for now. Bye for now. And that's it. Okay? So I know that I've got these expressions on the board and on the screen, and I do want you to use them. But you also do have to think on your feet, which is what you were doing today. Everything you said sounded pretty good. It's not bad at all. Okay, let's do this. Let me give you a little bit of homework to try, where you get to use some of these key expressions on your own. I'll send it to you through the message service in Verbling. Okay, I have to create the homework, but I'll send it to you. Then you can do it on your own. I think I sent you how many homeworks? Just one so far for this unit? Or did I send two? I can't remember.
One.
Just one. Okay. I'm going to send you a second one, which will be specifically about these key expressions. The homeworks I sent are pretty easy. So what I'm going to try to do is send you a second one that is a little bit more involved. Okay? I'm not exactly sure what it is. I'm going to set it up. We're going to stop now. I'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. for the Great Short Story class, and the second hour, 11, for the next section, the Practically Speaking section of this class, How to Make a Good Impression. Talk to you soon. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye, thank you.
Bye-bye, thank you.
Bye-bye. See you.